Hey, Buzzheads, Curtis Tucker here with Enid Buzz. It's time for another Enid Buzz podcast episode. Today's episode is brought to you by Enid Auto Body. Those guys do great work over there at 3121 North Van Buren. Give them a holler at 580-234-5492. And you can also go to their website, autobodyteam.com, and they've got a virtual repair estimator on there that can help you guys kind of get close to what you guys need to get done. They've also got a really cool phone system, so if you guys call after hours or on the weekends, it will guide you through the phone system to the places where you need to be. So call them up, 580-234-5492 for hail dents, collision, paint, all that stuff. Enid Auto Body, we appreciate them sponsoring the Enid Buzz podcast. And so today's episode is a little different. If you guys want to know what's going on this weekend, go to enidbuzz.com, click on the blog and the calendar. And the calendar has all of the events going on this weekend. I was going to show you here's my shirt. So you can get these shirts, Enid Okie, at artoroney.com, ARTOROONIE, artoroney.com, and I'll be putting more Enid t-shirts on there. If you guys are listening to the podcast, I'm showing on video the new sweatshirt that I have, the Enid Okie sweatshirt. And you guys can, if you're listening to the podcast, you can see the video podcast over at youtube.com at Enid Buzz. And if you're watching me, don't forget that if you guys just want to listen to the episodes, you can hear them on your favorite podcasting app. So get all your information for the weekend. Lots of stuff going on for the weekend on the Enid Buzz calendar. Today's episode is the press conference for the movie they're going to be filming here in Enid, Oklahoma. It's a big-time production, lots of money involved, lots of people involved. They had a press conference. Erin led that press conference. The Williams family is a major backer and executive producer of the film. I believe it is going to be called The One. It is a story based around the world's largest Christmas tree right here in Enid, Oklahoma. So you guys listen up to the press conference. They answer a lot of questions. They are going to need a lot of movie extras, and they are going to be filming on I believe it's December 1st when they turn the lights on The One. So if you guys are down in the crowd, you could actually end up being in the movie. So you'll hear a lot of that information on this press conference coming up. So everybody listen up to the press conference. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.
Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree. The One movie is about to happen. Hi, everyone. I'm Erin Elizabeth Cook. Hi. Let's get excited, guys. We're talking about a movie. Hi, I'm Erin Elizabeth Cook. I am the producer, one of the producers and the screenwriter of The One. It's a faith-forward Christmas film about Hawk, an indigenous teenager who is aged out of the foster system in Chicago, and he uses his one train ticket to come see the tallest tree in the United States, the One Bright Lights, or the One Christ tree. Hawk has experienced a lot of things in his life as a result of the foster system, but because of Jesus, he always maintains his hope. Hawk has 4 different foster homes, and we learn about those foster homes throughout this movie, and his world collides with Alexis, a runaway teenager who's coping with the loss of her twin sister. And much like myself, she's dyeing her hair different colors, piercing things, and she's decided at the ripe age of 15 that she's an atheist. So their worlds collide, and it's a beautiful story about how, it's never too late to find the one. And we could have done a fun love story. That would be very simple because we have so many beautiful couples, like the ones that proposed last year and already got married. That's amazing. So yeah, there is a potential for a sequel like that in the future, but for now, this is about the foster system and what we can do to help, and about family and community and love and faith. So I'm going to quickly just kind of introduce the people that we have here. Some of our team members aren't here today because they're off busy working on other big TV shows or films. First of all, though, I'd like to ask all of you here, are you all Oklahoma filmmakers? Raise your hands. Kyle, you're now an Oklahoma filmmaker.
It's new.
The reason why I wanted to address that, guys, is because Oklahoma has done such a good job, and we thank our Lieutenant Governor for his support of the Oklahoma Film and Music Office and the tax rebate program that they have and the incentives for the film program. We thank Governor Stitt for continuing to champion that. We thank our representatives for going to bat for us every year to try to get us a higher amount and a higher amount. These are the reasons for those rebates. It's not so Sylvester Stallone can come in, spend $300 million, and then leave all of us Okies here with no jobs. So whenever I started to become a filmmaker and not just an actor, that was my main goal. I was gonna make films for God, and I was gonna do my best to employ as many Oklahomans as we possibly could. But I couldn't employ them if I didn't have the financial support and love and gratitude and just everything from the Williams family. Kyle Williams, executive producer of our film. Kara Williams, executive producer. Jordan LaRoche, where are you? Matt, the family, Angela, Alex, hi, I hadn't seen you yet. All executive producers, and so we're very blessed. We have some other financiers as well who aren't here today. I'm just gonna kind of start talking about quickly just who our team is and kind of what to expect. How many of you are here live in Enid? Ah, well, thank you so much for coming out. How many of you want to be in a movie? Yeah, all right, cool. Well, today we're going to talk about those opportunities, talk about ways maybe your business can get involved, talk about ways that maybe you can help us. Because, you know, we aren't a studio, we aren't a $300 million film, but we do have a good budget, and we want to give back to the Enid community. That's what this is all about. But there are times where we might need to save money too. So in a little bit, I'll introduce you to our line producer, and he'll give you some more information. The first step after you select your producer to join your team is you together choose a director. And the person that we have chosen is Lisa Arnold. And we are so excited to have Lisa here with us. Lisa was the co-producer of God's Not Dead. She was the director of Bringing Back Christmas. She was the director of Into the Spotlight, who has a 9.2 on Amazon as far as 1 out of 10 ratings. And she's currently working on a TV show on PureFlix called County Rescue. So that's one of my favorite PureFlix TV shows. So we're super excited to have her. And then we, after that, have to choose, well, the man that's responsible for all the money, and that's Kevin. We'll get to him in a second. And then we choose our director of photography. So, you know, those of you that have never made a film before, the director of photography is the one that basically mans the whole camera team and tells them what to do, what shots they're going to be doing, make sure that the lighting's appropriate so that everything looks great on TV. Because the goal is to make this movie look like it was made with $20 million, although we know what it's really made with, right? So, Garry Waller, our cinematographer, Oscar-nominated cinematographer. Super, super blessed and honored to have that on our team. I didn't mention that Lisa last year won Top Woman Filmmaker in the United States as well. So when you want to talk about women in film, she's one of the best after me. No, I'm just kidding. I'll be next. So yeah, we have a great team that we put together. Now you have to start talking about the actors. What does that look like? It takes a little bit of time. And we needed some help. So we were blessed when I reached out to Beverly Holloway, and she immediately said, yes, I want to do this project. Beverly Holloway has cast television or TV shows and movies. One you might recognize, I Can Only Imagine. Another film that might come to mind that you would recognize is Unsung Hero, or The Forge. That was also released very recently. She's our lead casting director, and she's not here today because she's working hard behind the scenes pitching our script to A-list talent. Yes, this winter you will see some names in this town that you recognize. And then next year on the big screen, you'll see some of the Enid faces that you recognize as well. And that's really exciting. Unfortunately, due to contractual situations, we can't quite announce that yet, but we do have some other cool things that we're going to announce. We talked about extras, right? Well, we're gonna be here December 1st. Who else is gonna be here December 1st on opening night? Huh? Hey. Well, if you're out here on December 1st, we're gonna have drones and a camera team, and there will be signs out, and we will be capturing footage of the live event, okay? That is one night that we ask you to come out and just volunteer your time and services. After that, you will have a ton of paid opportunities to be background actors through Chris Freihofer. Chris Freihofer is our local casting director. He recently won an RTO's Casting Director Award for Reservation Dogs, if you all are familiar with that. He was also responsible for casting the Academy Award-winning film, well, I don't remember exactly which ones it won, but Minari, which was also filmed right here in Oklahoma. So we're very blessed to have him. If you want to be an extra, you need to follow the Actor Factory and Freihofer Casting. Get on those websites, and then of course, because I know Curtis over there, and I've been able to meet a lot of you Enid people and friends over the past couple of years, and I've just been so blessed. So we'll make sure that we share all those opportunities as much as we can, because we want to use Enid people as much as possible. That's the goal. So I'm gonna make a couple announcements as far as people that aren't here. Valerie Parker is our costume designer. She's amazing. She's the best in the state. We have the best makeup person in the state, Tony Marlowe, coming on board. And some very exciting news. I've been waiting for the perfect nonprofit to partner with, because, you know, the foster care system we need a lot of help. Yeah, you know, 40% of those kids that age out of the foster system end up houseless. 70% of them end up incarcerated. We've got to do better, right? And Oklahoma has some programs, and we are doing better, but the point of this movie is to not only bring attention to Enid and this wonderful event, but to bring attention to the plight of the foster system. In many states, they simply give you a trash bag and a list of homeless shelters, and they send you on your way. And I do a lot of work with the houseless community, and most of the children, or I don't want to call, they're children to me. I mean, I'm only 28, but I was just wondering who was going to actually believe that. But these kids that I'm meeting that are houseless between the ages of 17 to 25 say that they wish that they would be better off dead. So what can we do? And that's what this is about. When I decided to start making films and not just be an actor, I decided to do this to inspire films that would inspire hope and change. Because if we're not inspiring in hope and change with the gifts that God gave us, what are we doing? We're simply creating candy. Now, I like candy too, but that's not what God put me here to do. And God also led me to the Williams through Liam. Liam, I'm not sure where you are. You were here earlier, there in the back. Everyone, please say hi to Liam Nowak. He's been a great little brother and friend and part of Enid for a very long time, and he's been a huge help, and he's kind of where it all started. But God's been all over this. So one of the announcements that I was trying to lead to is that we are going to be partnering with a foundation called forothers.com. The founder is none other than Chris Tomlin. Does anyone know who that is? Yeah, he's a Grammy Award-winning Christian artist from the 90s. That's absolutely right. And they have an organization for children in the welfare system, and they are going to partner with us so that we can also give money back to those that are trying to make a difference. So, the last thing I wanted to talk about is just music. This movie, there's a lot of music involved with it because Hawk plays the guitar. Hawk has PTSD much like me. He was abused as a child. He lost his mom in a fire. It's embarrassing to have PTSD, and it's embarrassing, and it's a hard thing to understand until you actually experience it. But Hawk finds his hope in Jesus, and he finds his relaxation through music. And so we are super blessed to be working with a few different friends of mine that are pretty well known. I have my friends, We the Kings. They had a pretty famous song called Check Yes Juliet, about 10 years ago, and more recently a song called Sad Song that has over 314 million views online. So being able to partner with Travis and We the Kings, they're just super pumped to offer any and all songs that they can, completely complimentary, because again, it's for the cause. So we're super excited about that. We're also going to be working with locals though, right? Because we got a tax rebate, guys, an amazing tax rebate, and there's certain rules that we have to follow to make sure that we get all of that money back. You know, we are so blessed that the Oklahoma Film and Music Office is here and the work that they do. And we received the maximum allotted, which is what, Adam? Was it 38? 30% I think is the max. Or then 35.
Somewhere.
We just got a lot. And we are grateful. So we do have to, you know, of course, use some Oklahoma musicians, which we want to. And so we're excited to be working with the Imaginaries, who released a song on a little film you guys might have heard of called Reagan. Has anyone heard of that? Yeah? Yeah. So we're very, very happy to have them on the team as well. So a lot of exciting things are happening. We're going to be here throughout December and January, and we'll keep you posted on all the things happening. But for now, I would just like to have everyone just say their name and who they are. And yeah, well, this is the crew that we have that's here today with us on the team.
I guess I'm starting. I'm Kenny Wayne Schaefer's, and I'm the assistant location manager of the locations team with Meredith.
Meredith, you snuck in. I hadn't even given Meredith a hug yet. So Kenny worked with me on a proof of concept here in Enid. I don't know, some of you all helped me a year back or so when I was producing a film out here. And Kenny worked with us out here on that TV show. And so you're gonna see him a lot. He's gonna be coming and asking if we can use your location to shoot a scene. Same thing with Meredith. So if you see these faces, just trust that they are extensions of me, okay? They're amazing people. The film industry is great because it's really just about building a family together. You build a business and a family together in like a year, you know. And the next person that's part of that family is, well, we'll wait for you last.
Me?
Yeah, who are you?
I'm Garry Waller, the cinematographer, and I've been here in Oklahoma for 2.5 years now. And I tell people I left California with a smile because the people here are beautiful and the message is beautiful.
Thank you so much, Gary. He said he left California with a smile. I also, well, I say that I did time in California because that's literally what it was. But you know what? They did equip me. I trained and interned under some of the best in the world. And my godbrother and god film father, you know, they produced movies like Garfield that was released this year. It Ends With Us. I have all along the way had incredible mentors that I have trained under. So I am fully prepared to step into this. Now let's go down to the ends there.
I'm Mike Walsh. I'm the production designer for the film.
Yes. Production designer basically makes sure that everything looks really, really good on camera. And if we need something built on the fly, we call in Mike and his team. So.
I'm Mateo White. I'm the first AD apprentice on the film.
Yeah, so the other great thing about the Oklahoma Film and Music Office rebate program is that one of those requirements is that you have to have 2 master tradesmen and 2 apprentices. So these master tradesmen come in and they train our locals. And you know what? We need more women in leadership positions in film. We just do. So I'm super excited because Natea has everything that it takes to be an awesome AD, and so this is a great opportunity for her. And she's just awesome.
All right, I'm up. Meredith Kamani, I'm the locations manager and the health and safety person on the set as well. So if you're not feeling well when you're on the set, you can come and see me.
You get sick, go see Meredith.
Or if you got hurt, yes.
Or if you get hurt.
Very, very much so, all those things.
All right, so now I'm gonna introduce Adam and then I'll let them kind of introduce everyone else so I can just take a breath. I know that I do this a lot, but I do actually still get stage fright, believe it or not. So, you know, it took a long time for me to kind of decide who I wanted to bring on board, you know, and there were a lot of different people that actually said yes to this script because they saw the potential. And I had a lot of, again, LA people that I could have brought on board with me. But at the end of the day, once again, my goal was to create an Oklahoma film. And I'm very honored, and it's been a pleasure to be partnered with Adam Ropp from Guthrie, Oklahoma. Adam has worked on multiple Lifetime and Hallmark movies, but most recently he worked on a film called Sovereign starring Dennis Quaid, Nick Offerman, and that'll be out this next year, so look for it. Adam has so many great qualities, and I could go on all day, but I would rather just let him get up and talk about himself for a minute, if that's okay.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, tell him that.
Thank you. Hold on. Erin's a little shorter than me. Okay. Thank you. All right. Great. Thank you. Like I said, I'm going to keep mine really short. I'm not really good at public speaking as well. I should be. Yes, I'm from Guthrie. I own the train station there in Guthrie. I'm also a city councilman there. Like she said, I've been producing movies for a few years now. It's funny, I set out to make 2 Hallmark movies. Those were sold to Lifetime. I made 2 Lifetime movies. They were sold to Amazon. So I've made 2 Lifetime movies and 2 Amazon movies and didn't set out to make any of those for those avenues. So yeah, I did a movie, Sovereign. I was a producer on that, executive producer on that. That'll come out in theaters in March. Dennis Quaid, Nick Offerman, Jacob Tremblay. Really proud of that. Hoping to have a top 10 box office on that, and it's looking really good. So, what I do want to say about this, first and foremost, I'm glad that we're making a traditional faith-based film. In the modern era, a lot of films are afraid of acknowledging Christ or even God in general, and these are movies that actually claim the faith-based title. They'll kind of outright acknowledge some spiritualism, you know, just believing in yourself, kind of like some hyped up kind of thing. But they won't acknowledge Christ, though. And like I said, they're acknowledging faith-based title. They're going to Christian film festivals. They're going to religious film festivals, and there's none of that in it. That's not what this production is. We are not afraid of acknowledging Christ or God. So that so far is what I'm proud of the most out of this production and out of this team. We've had things thrown at us to change that, and we have not done that. So I'd like to put that out there. Any questions for me, though? Besides, you have something, Dave? No, I'm just joking. Just question. No, thank you for coming out. I appreciate everybody coming out into this room in support of the production, the story, the people up here, the Williams, and your town as well. I mean, this movie is going to showcase Enid through and through. This will be an Enid production, an Enid movie, and you guys should be proud of that. We're not just featuring the one tree, we're featuring a lot of your popular locations and landmarks in this community. So this is something that we're hoping that you're proud of, as well as, in addition to what we're proud of. So with that, I will turn it over to our line producer, Kevin. I want him to tell some movies he's just done, some big productions. Kevin is the one that handles the money, okay? So anyways, I'll turn that over to him. Yeah.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, everyone, obviously, for allowing me to be a part of the film. As Erin said, I also did some time in Los Angeles, working on some fun projects over there. I've done some big studio stuff. I've done some great indie projects, and my time here in Oklahoma has been more of the indie side. I worked on Reservation Dogs for a little bit, which is obviously a big, pretty well-known title. Earlier this year, I worked on a film called The Last Rodeo. We shot in Tulsa. Directed by John Avnet. If you don't know him, he's been around for a long time. Some great films. Produced Risky Business. He directed Fried Green Tomatoes, if anyone's ever seen that. Starring Neil McDonough, also again another very faithful person. Just to echo what Adam said, this is certainly a film that we should all be proud of to that regard. But yeah, also as Adam and Erin said, I'm in charge of the money. And I also often refer to myself as the ringleader. Film and TV, we come pretty heavy. We call ourselves a circus. Quite often you'll see big size circus tents. That's where we eat, eat food, craft service, wardrobe, hair, makeup, all that fun stuff. Drinking is in the back trailer. No, I'm kidding. But you know, a lot of people that haven't been involved in what we do think that it's a few people in a room with some actors, and there's a ton of support that's behind it. You know, some people that we have here, the art department team, they set the dress, props, all of that fun stuff, hair, makeup, wardrobe, you know, grips, lighting technicians, camera team. You know, before you know it, you'll have 50, 60 people that are behind the camera, not doing, no, they're doing plenty, but not doing anything in front of the camera. Obviously, that's all of our actors. And I try to, you know, my job title is not to be in front of the camera, but here we are. Garry, similarly, he says, you know, I intentionally want to control the camera, so I'm never in front of it. But ultimately, you know, again, as Erin and Adam said, we're here as a partnership with the town. There's going to be a lot of resources that we need, whether it's location related to film your location, or maybe just a place to set up hair, makeup, wardrobe, a warm place, because we're going to be shooting in December and January. So, you know, as we know, the weather gets there, it can get windy, we could see a storm. So sometimes it's just, hey, you know, we need catering, we need a place to stay, a warm place to dry out. You know, so that's where you guys will obviously come in. There's a lot of different ways you guys can help, and we truly appreciate it. Erin has introduced me a few times today as if I go over budget, I get fired. So obviously, always be very, very kind. But yeah, you know, I control the money, so to speak, and
hire the rest of the crew.
Hire the crew and all the fun stuff, the logistics that go behind a film. So in one way or the other, I usually have my hand in everything. There's obviously department heads like locations and whatnot, but ultimately, you know, my phone is always on, and we'll make sure that everyone that needs my phone number will have it. So if there's any issues whatsoever, we come here as a partnership. We're not planning on taking over anything. We know that there's a ton of festivities that we're going to be working around, not disrupting, and we truly appreciate everything you guys are doing. So yeah, again, my name is Kevin Tighe. If you ever need anything, holler. I'll be floating around town for a few weeks for sure. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, one thing Kevin didn't really mention, like, we don't really know the restaurants around here and like the catering situation and stuff like that. So, you know, our email address is really simple. It's theonechristmasmovie@yahoo.com or at Gmail. The One Christmas Movie. If you have any catering services, or if you own a car dealership, you know, we need picture cars. There are all these little things that we might need help with. So just keep your mind on those things, and any friends you want to refer to, you know, yeah. We've seen a few businesses close here in Enid, and so we want to support as many of you as we can, because Enid is great. I have had nothing but a warm experience the many, many times I've been here over the past few years, getting to know the Williams. And even if I wasn't making this film, like, this whole experience has been entirely worth it. But we are getting to make this film due to a couple other financiers, but most importantly, our lead executive producers, Carol Williams and Kyle Williams. So Kyle, the man of the hour, please come on down.
This is actually really crazy. How did we get here?
I
know! In 2021, before we lit the Christmas tree for the first time, I think I got an email from you.
Yeah? And
it was a screenplay involving the Christmas tree, very similar to what she's written for this today. It's out of the blue. She sent it to me, and I actually read it, which, if you know me, that I don't read a lot, other than financial stuff. But, so I invited her and her husband, Marty, and some other friends, Liam, and others that came up, and got to know them as we experienced the first year. And then we just began this constant contact over the last few years. And Erin's come up several times. We've had lunch with Adam, and ran across something that just really opened our hearts, and it was a faith-based Christmas movie. Taking place in Enid, Mayor, that's cool. And by the way, true story, he told me, Mayor Mason told me he can sing and dance. So we will rewrite the screenplay and we will get you in.
I'm the writer. Just come talk to me afterwards.
When I first got the original short version of the screenplay, it was talking about foster care. I remember calling her and saying, Erin, what you don't know is our son and daughter, Alex and Angela, have been fostering children for 6-7 years. And how important that is. And Jesus talked about taking care of orphans. So we're here because we do crazy things. And said yes. And she said we need someone to help us with the movie. And it's like, well, if we do, we want it to be in Enid. Most of it filmed in Enid. Some will be done in Guthrie Church train station, which Adam owns a train station in Guthrie. So it will also be there. But,
cheap rates.
But anyway, we really want to honor God with this movie and not be afraid to call upon the name of Jesus and what he does in the movie and how he's spoken about in the movie and why we celebrate Christmas. Because that's why we put up the one Christ tree, is because we wanted to remind people gently. I say that, we're not going to beat anybody over the head with it, but remind them gently why we celebrate Christmas, Rob. It's Jesus' birthday. It's not Xmas. It's not just a holiday tree. It's the Christ tree. So anyway, Carol, raise your hand so people can see you. Alex and Angela, raise your hands back there. Alex, raise your hands. People can't see that, okay. Jordan and Matt, raise your hands. Okay, right beside them. We do things as a family, and this is a family decision to go forward with this movie, to support Adam and Erin and their work. They're the ones we're counting on to deliver a beautiful film. I've seen some of their work. Erin's an award-winning screenplay writer. I mean, I think last year he won every film festival in the United States. It felt like with a screenplay called Tentville Nights, which was phenomenal. It really was. But we're just glad that you all are coming to Enid to make a film that's going to have more than her name mentioned once, like in Jurassic Park. You know, Oklahoma in general has the best people in the world, and Enid is just at the top of that list. And this is an opportunity for Enid to be highlighted in a gentle way as we celebrate and bring attention to foster care and all of the struggles that they have. It is, you'll cry. I think if you have a heart, you're going to cry during this movie at some point. It's because some of it's going to be a bit hard to watch at times, I think. But it's just kind of where God's led us. So anyway, I'm grateful that Erin and Adam and this team is here. I think it will be phenomenal. We hope that the movie will be released when?
Christmas of next year.
Christmas of next year.
Well, hopefully Black Friday is the day that I'm shooting for. That's one of the biggest days for the film. So yeah.
So that's exciting, and there'll be a lot of opportunities for extras to be paid and to get in the movie, and I think that's kind of cool as well. So it doesn't happen a lot. So anyway, that's really all I have to say. We're just grateful to be a part of this, and we'll just see what God does with this. And we do need people praying over this movie.
Yeah.
So we appreciate that. So thank you all.
Wow. Thank you so much, Kyle. I've already cried twice today. Goodness gracious. I cry all the time. I cried writing the script. Yeah, I really do hope to make you cry. I don't like saying that, but yeah, I really do hope to make you cry because it's very real, you know, and all of our relationships with Christ are very real. And if you don't have a relationship with Christ, I think you might watch this movie and get a different idea of like how I see Jesus anyways. We're not trying to beat you over the head with the sermon. We just want everyone to have the opportunity to know that you know, Jesus is with us all the time. So thank you all for being here today. It means a lot to me. My mom, you know, Kyle says we do everything as a family. My mom, my cousin, my little French princess who's here all the way from France. Say hi, Eleanor. My pet, or my God baby as I call it, because I'm determined for Amy and David to have children and name them after me, but right now they have my child, Willow, my adopted child. Dana, my elves, Michael, thank you for coming out and providing snacks today, just volunteering, and just all of you that are here today. Like, my heart is so full because you drove a long way for this just to support us, and it means so much. So, does anyone have any questions?
When does filming start?
So we will be filming here December 1st. We'll be doing drone shots and we'll have a camera team here getting that footage that I told you about. And that'll be a night where we'll have signs up that say, you know, we're filming, so you'll be on camera. And you might show up in the film in a crowd scene or something. But the actual official start date is December 10th now. So, and then we'll take a break on the 20th for Christmas so that everyone can enjoy their families at Christmas. And we will come back on January 6th and then work for another 2 weeks.
And all actors are through, extras are through Chris Hopper.
Correct. All the background are through Chris Freihofer. And then, of course, Curtis follows him as well. And so anything I'll be sharing, Stan, we're friends, so you can share. From now on, moving forward, you know, we weren't supposed to talk much about a lot of things as we're coming up and leading up to this. And, you know, poor Kyle's like, oh, my friend. And I'm like, I'm sorry, it's okay. Like, we have certain rules that we have to follow. But I'm saying right now, you guys can talk about this all you want now. Okay? Tell your friends, share, share, share. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you on set. Yeah.
You cast Hawk yet?
So we are actually in the final round of callbacks for Hawk, and it has been pretty amazing to see the talent that these kids have. You know, Hawk and Alexis are teenagers, and so they're not like someone like, say, me, who's been through 875 acting classes and on 100 sets. You know, they're a little new. But the raw talent in these indigenous characters, and I mean, we've just been blown away, Adam, the ones that we just watched. In fact, we have one more tonight that we have to go watch, and it's like, I am constantly crying when I'm watching these auditions, you know what I mean? Like, every time I turn around. So we have it down to three potential Hawks, yeah. And he's gonna be playing music, it's gonna be cool. Yes, ma'am.
When are you going to announce the lead actor and actress?
That will have to probably be, unfortunately, after December 13th, because there are going to be people that have Christmas contracts, so sometimes they have to do marketing and they're only allowed to market certain things. And so a lot of these people that are in Christmas films and things like that, or they have certain contractual obligations. So December 13th, I will be able to share that. I'll talk Stan too, and so he can share to the rest of the world too. Sound good? I'm putting you in charge, Stan. Yeah? Stan, the man with the master plan. Anyone else? Yeah? Okay. Well, again, we just want to thank you all so much for coming out. We look forward to seeing you on set. Please take food, please take drinks, mingle, talk, get to know one another. Some of you actors in the audience that I'm seeing, I've been watching your tapes, don't worry, I'm seeing our local actors auditions too. And you guys are local actors. Yeah, they're awesome, they're doing great. So I think you're gonna be very, very impressed with what you see on the big screen. All right, thank you so much for being here, guys.